I'd like to discuss in this video the importance of keeping your body fit, healthy, aligning your body, mind, and spirit as we move closer towards the maximum portion of this solar cycle. By being active, by being healthy, body, mind, and spirit, we can help ourselves, give ourselves a large hand in handling the excessive energy that's coming in. And there's something that I call the paper tough guy that exists very much in this world. Pop culture plays a very large part in propping that up, as well as the military industrial complex. But during periods of solar maximum, men tend to be more affected by these changes than women. And when that happens, they get into fights. They also get manipulated by the powers that be into immoral, illegal, racist wars. And we see so many things throughout history that have happened on our timeline that cannot be denied, that has also occurred in or around or near the time period of solar maximum. All throughout history, we have these stories, we have these historical facts about all this shit that's gone down here in the earth plane. If a man is able to control himself, to control his emotions, to handle his emotions, to accept his emotions as they are, to manage his feelings, he's going to be in a fighting situation at an advantage against his opponent who is emotional, who is acting erratically. And there's a lot of people over the years that have talked about martial arts strategy and how, in a way, using those strategies in our own lives, protecting our space, things like that, for example. By understanding those parallels, you can see how certain body movements can help you stay grounded and deal with that excessive energy and be in your own space. There's a lot of negativity that's usually generated by mankind, by the mind up here, and angry emotions, out of balance chakras when we go through these changes. I've already seen it out here in the valley in some people, but it's beyond that. We see this throughout history when we go through these times. People that are out of balance, people that are out of grounded, ungrounded, attacking others because of even something they don't even understand themselves, why they feel the way that they feel, the anger, the resentment, the fear, for example, and how to deal with that in a healthy manner beyond the use of substances, drugs and alcohol. Now, drugs and alcohol of any form, even excessive marijuana use, I believe that they as well peak around the periods of solar maximum. So there are things that you can do for yourself that I feel that you're responsible for doing for yourself. There's a lot of people that spend their time worrying about things that could happen to them, threats to even their own personal physical survival. But if you really want to be confident in yourself, you need to know how to move your body, how to deal with certain threats, if that's what you're concerned about. And we live in a culture that is in a country that's very much dependent on weaponry to get the job done. And it's one thing to have a gun and be able to use it. It's another, and I've experienced this my entire life, is this mentality of, well, somebody can shoot you, therefore, there's no point in learning martial arts or learning how to defend yourself with your hands only, because you can get shot. And when we understand the law of attraction, and we're living that in our lives, what kind of thinking do you think that mentality could generate? Not only in a bad situation happening, but a situation where the person doesn't even try to push their body as far as it can go within a healthy framework. There are people that train obsessively, that train excessively. But what I can tell you is, as someone that's been interested in learning different styles, many styles, since I was 13, there's always been peaks that I've noticed in my own body's like energy. There's like this explosive energy that is connected to the ki that can be used for good. And there's times in my life where I felt that energy and just this innate, primal, intuitive desire to push my body forward, to push my health forward, to explore the boundaries of my physical capabilities, but also mental and spiritual. And I can look back at when I was 13 years old in the year 1993. That was an era of time that was coming out of Sunspot Cycle 24. I initially got interested in learning how to, flip the nunchucks, doing the flip thing back and forth. When I was 13 years old, my friend's uncle helped me build my first pair. And so I was taking a very deep interest at a very young age in the martial arts and also the spiritual beliefs that for thousands of years have ran alongside certain martial arts throughout the world. When you go to a dojo, for example, sometimes there's meditation involved. Sometimes there's a speech the instructor might give, the teacher, the sensei may give relating to morality. When you defend yourself, using control, knowing what force you need to use, understanding the energy of your opponent or that person that's attacking you, how to diffuse that. If you want to know how to diffuse an attack from a particular person, you need to understand how the energy is coming in so you're able to deflect it. And that type of experience is a lot different than the experience that people get at a lot of MMA schools these days. And I do think that calling martial arts MMA is bastardizing it. And there's a lot of reasons for that. But if I get into that, I'm going to get off topic. But there's a whole other video that's dedicated to the paper tough guy. The out-of-balance male that has abilities to fight and protect, but is manipulated into serving his own ego. There are people that just live to fight and get in the cage. There's something very primal about it. There's something very much that resembles being in a prison about it. And then you have the geometry of the octagon. And there's so many other aspects of the MMA that it's just so perverted that it makes martial artists look like violence-seeking maniacs. And this is not to insult anyone that takes MMA. This is a critical analysis of the direction a lot of people in MMA go in. Now, how else can man be manipulated into hurting other people so he can feel better about himself? The military, mercenaries, law enforcement. And looking at these solar maximums, also the peak of Sunspot Cycle 23, which started up in 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2003. It started going to its minimum phase. What happened then? Well, we know 9/11 happened during a period of a lot of sunspots, and they went to Afghanistan in late 2001, even though a lot of people refer to 2003 as the year that the wars initially started. It's funny how the Afghans don't get a voice. But Iraq was 2003. You've got all this built-up energy and all this mind control over the years about, terrorists and the, Delta Force, Chuck Norris, True Lies, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the yada 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 la 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 la. I can't do that very well. La 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 la. I'm gonna blow up the plane, and all this predictive programming that was already put out there. You got this energy built up, and wham, they hit you. They're the threat. Go get them, boys. And we're ready to fight. We're prepared for this our whole lives. I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. I have strength. I'm out of balance, and I've got to let it loose. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, that's actually what has happened to our society. Now, These men have been mind manipulated to serve the devil, you could say, to serve the dark force, to serve the Illuminati, the New World Order. Their strength, their power that can be used to protect women is being manipulated to destroy people that did nothing to this country. The karma that brings, my friends, is fucked up. And so, I just want to be clear here. Now that we've talked about the manipulation, as these energies come in and we feel certain things, we need to know how to channel that in a proper manner. And I think that a lot of people misunderstand the martial arts. People misunderstand the art of self-defense. They misunderstand even the energetic reality of this, that this is not about your muscles. This is not about, this right here. It's about something else. It's about your chi. And by aligning your body, mind, and spirit, your body, maybe yoga is your particular flavor of exercise. Maybe it's boxing. Maybe it's martial arts. Maybe it's Tai Chi. Maybe it's skiing. Maybe it's dancing. Maybe it's, I really don't want to say croquet. There's many different physical activities people partake in. Oh, then you've got those reenacted war scenes, war scenarios that people take part in, Civil War ones, also ones where people go out, dress up like barbarians and slam into each other with big swords or padded swords. However you express it, make sure that you are expressing your energy, that you're releasing your energy, that you're letting your energy flow, but that it's done in a positive, mindful, spiritual way. Now the mind, exercising the mind, writing music, writing a book, writing in your journal, writing whatever is coming to you spiritually, and then putting that on the internet and sharing that information with other people. Using your mind to develop things, create things. Some people are going on the path of learning about free energy and how they can apply that to their own lives. And there's different stages of that, but on a basic, more primitive level, there's going off the grid and getting physically active with what it takes to build your own home and things of that nature. Then there's the spirit. You know the spirit? Yeah, the spirit. Body, mind, and spirit. So the body gets moved. The mind is dealing with this new information and is pouring out what is inside of it, the ideas. It is crystallizing. It is forming. A proper use of the mind. But then you got the spirit. And with these solar maximums, towards the end of the maximums, yes, we see events staged in the world. We see the 9/11s. We see the false flags. I have also seen and have experienced in my own body people taking an increased interest in spiritual knowledge and teachings, in particular from the East. And this has been increasing. And perhaps there's something going on with the energy of the planet that is causing more humans in the West to look towards the East. And there's a lot of things, me being half from the East and half from the West. I feel like there's a lot of history, knowledge, and things that have happened in the timeline that somehow or another my genetics seem to remember or feel at times. Plus, there's where the soul has been and its experiences. What I can say is, through my own experiences and what I've gone through, during times of the solar maximum, following it, have been explosive times. We've seen shit go down in the world, but I've seen things launch in my own life. And by harnessing this power, and for the topic of this video, looking at things like martial arts and certain techniques as a way to dramatically increase your chi, and here's the kicker, because there's so many, it's all in how you look at it. Strengthen the field around you, in your hands. We have chakras in our hands. We have chakras at the base of our feet. It's not just the 7 chakras right here. Maybe you're not comfortable with that term, but I have always felt energy between my hands. especially when I go back and forth like this. It's also known as the chi ball meditation.